Hello, so we will going to do today the topic of the list as well as the tuples. So let's see first of all the list. So in the list, so let's see how to make sure that we are clear with the list topic first of all. So what is a list? If we will talk about the list, then there are certain advantages and we need we will be knowing that actually the list and the tuples are very much similar to each other, but there is a little difference between them. So the first difference that we will get to know is if you want to make some changes in the list, then you can make it at any moment. You can make it. So you can make even you can change it, modify the items that are present in the list. So modification is allowed in the list. That is the main thing. But in the tuples, you want to do the modification of the elements later on. So the modification is actually not allowed. It means you cannot change. So we can write here the modification of the data items that are present is not possible in case of the tuples. So now let's see that how to create this list. So suppose that I have taken, you know that a variable is something that stores certain data. So how you will create a variable? You will just write the name of the variable and then this assignment operator or equal sign, and then you can put it equal to any value, maybe an integer in this case. But a list is a sequence. You can say that it is a variable because it's against storing some data types, but it's a sequence. When I talk about the sequence, it means the data items are present separated by a comma. If I talk about sequence, it means many. Like there are many students in a class, so each student is sitting upon a certain desk. When they come inside the class, they are assigned with certain desk. And suppose this is sitting on the desk number 0, this person is sitting on desk number 1, desk number 2, desk number 3, desk number 4, desk number 5. So these are the indexes. Index. So this is the index value, or you can say the address value. So there is a rule in Python that the indexing should always start from 0 and it will go up till the length of the list. It means where the list will end, it will go up till there. So now let's create a list. So I am creating a list. It's a sequence we know where the data items are separated by the commas. And now in Python, whenever you will create a list, always put it inside the square brackets. So the square brackets are necessary to make any list. And in tuples, what you need to do, you need to put all the items in the open bracket like this. So this is the main difference between the list and the tuple, that the list has square brackets, whereas a tuple have the round brackets. You can say parenthesis also for referring to the brackets, where this is the open parenthesis and this is a closing parenthesis. This is the open parenthesis in the tuple and this is the closing parenthesis in the tuple. So now let's see whether the list can contain how the data type is actually stored. So if I'm creating, suppose a list, so it can contain various heterogeneous elements as well. It is not that we can contain only the similar kinds of uh, data type inside it. You can have heterogeneous also, like some string is present then some number, then the float number, it means the decimal. So here I will specify that why I have written these double quotes. So whenever you are dealing with the string data type, so always remember that it should be enclosed with the double quotes. Even if you are writing even a single English alphabet, that should be enclosed between the double quotes. Same goes with the hello and hello here, right? And no double quotes are required for the integers as well as for the float. So there will be no double quotes. Here you can see. Now let's move forward towards the functions. Okay, this is the good example of indexes. So indexes here start from, you can see that the indexes have already been started here. Start from 0, where the first element red is actually at present at the zeroth index. The green is present at the first index. Blue is at the second. Yellow is at the third index. White at the fourth, and black is at the fifth index. So indexes should always start from 0, and it will goes up till the end of the list, length of the list. Okay, so in this way I can take one more example here. So let me quickly take another example. So I need to erase this. So I will going to take the list example. So if you can also take any example of your choice. So I am creating a list here. 2, 3, 9, 8. So you know that the length of the list is 4 because this is containing the 4 elements. Okay. Now let's count. You can count with me now. 0, 1, 2, 3. These are the index values of the list. So at the index 0, index value 0, element 2 is present. Index value 1, element 3 is present. Index value at index 2, 9 is present. And at index 3 of the list, 8 is present, which is the last. So in this way, we will see that the 2 is present at 0 index, 3 is present at 1 index, 9 is present at 2 index, 8 is present at 3rd index. So in this way, we can learn the list, and it becomes very easier for us. The same goes for the tuple as well. The difference is the tuple is having the round brackets with it. So in the same way, you can give the example of the tuples as well. So let's quickly take the example of the tuple now. Yes. So now I will going to take the example of the tuple quickly. So you have a tuple T, and this name could be anything because it is based on the user that what name he or she want to give. So I'm giving T. So let's begin a tuple now. Now, if I talk about giving the indexes, then how you will go? 0, 1, 2, 3. Index start from the 0. So at index 0, the element that is present in tuple is 2. At index 1, 3 is present. At index 2, 9 is present. And at index 3, 8 is present. So in this way, we can find out the excess any element in a list or a tuple. So this is actually the tuple. So don't forget to replace it with the tuple, okay? Because we are talking about the tuple. So it's a tuple only. How to access any element in a tuple. Now after that, let's see the functions of the let's see the functions. So functions is remove. It remove an item from the list. It means if we don't want any item to be present here, like I don't want the 8 to be present here. So after the removing it, it becomes 2, 10. Now the sort will do it in the ascending order. Suppose I will take example of the list 2, 8, 1, 3. Now it will get sorted in ascending order 1, 2, 3, 8. That is a function of the sort. Then uh, re- the reverse, what it will do, if I have the list present like this, then after applying the reverse, it will become 10, 1, 9, 8, exactly in the reverse order, right? So these are some of the uh, functions or the methods of the list. Now let's see the methods of the tuple. So return the number of times specified. Okay, so I have a tuple with me. T is equal to, suppose T is equal to 8, 8, 5, comma 10, comma 8. So what does this count will do? If you will specify that you need to count the 8. So the count will now return the number of occurrences of the 8. How much time the 8 has occurred in my tuple. So it has occurred 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So it will return me the count. Index searches the tuple for a specified value and return the position where it was found. So suppose if you need to search any element in a tuple by its index, so you can also search that okay, at first index, which element is present. So we are specifying index. With the help of the index, you will find the position. Returns the position where it was found. Like, okay, tell me quickly now, 10, 11, 8 is present in the tuple. So how its index goes. Its index goes like this, 0, 1, 2. And you need the index of 8. So you will get 2 as a result, as an index of it. Okay. So I hope this is clear. And we will going to start with the operators in the next session.